Right, I'm just gonna share my screen. Um, there we go. It should. There we go. All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Bella Velez, and the title to my lesson is To Be a Friend is to Be Kind. How can kindness grow in friendships? Or how can kindness grow friendships? And my lesson is for second grade. So, for my lesson, I used the book By Word of Mouse by Kate Spone. The book is about two sisters who live in a house in the woods and a little mouse named Lucy and the mouse's family. The mouse would go and visit the house every so often, and at a certain point, the two sisters decided to take in the mouse and her family and become friends with them. So the big idea of my lesson is that kindness helps us make friends of all kinds. Some key concepts that can be learned from this book and my idea is that friendship comes in all shapes and sizes. Friendship can be expressed through actions and not only words, and that kindness builds friendship. All right, I'm gonna read um, the ending part of my book. And while I read my book, let's just think of the importance of friendship and how kindness plays a role in friendship and how we can have many different types of friends. During the day, they napped on shelves in Dorothy's studio. It seemed to the mice that the sisters were going to let them stay. One day, Lucy and her friends smelled Dorothy's special sugar lace cookies baking. The mice woke up and ate the cookies right off the cooling rack. The sisters didn't like this one bit. They caught the mice and carried them back into the woods. They told the mice, "Now don't you come back." I wonder if, since the mice did not ask, that's what made the sisters so upset. It wasn't very kind of them. Lucy and her friends ran off, ran off to tell their family about the sugar lace cookies. The word was out, sugar lace cookies, and all the mice wanted to taste them. By now the sisters were tired of sending the mice away. Gertrude welcomed them with matchbox beds lined with soft flannel. It was very kind for the sisters to forgive the mice. Dorothy gave them their own plate of sugar lace cookies. Lucy and her friends happily posed for the stories Dorothy wrote about them. These books about mice were so lovingly told that even households that were not mouse friendly became devoted mouse fans. One of these stories was about two women who learned to live with mice. These mice, including one in particular named Lucy, lived happily ever after, eating sugar lace cookies and dreaming sweet dreams in a beautiful blue house bordering the woods. So, at this point, I would ask all of my class friends to turn and talk to each other on what makes a good friend and if they have any animal friends. And I would ask a few if they would like to share. An artist who has many animal friends would be Sophie Green. Sophie Green creates realistic pictures or realistic paintings using oil paints of different animals. But what makes these paintings so special is that she shows her kindness to endangered animals and paints pictures of endangered animals to let others know about their existence and how they should be cared for. She also sells her art and donates the funds to um, different charities that use the money to protect these endangered animals. Here are some more of her works of art. We have an elephant and a peacock on the other side. Some more of her animals that she has painted. Um, all right, and now we're going to get into our art lesson. So first I would ask if everybody could get out a sheet of paper and you can either draw your answers out or you can write them down in words. My first question is, which friendships do you value the most? It could be a friendship with your classmates, friendships with other friends you have outside of school. Maybe you have a friendship with your siblings or your parents, your cousins, other family members. Maybe you have animal friendships, like a pet. If you have a pet, like a cat at home, a dog, a fish, or any other animals you might have be friends with. And using your imagination, if you could have one small animal friend, what would it be? Who would they be? What would their name be? Our first step, or our second step, for our project is to draw your animal friend on the small piece of white paper that I've provided. Here I drew a picture of Snoopy because if I were to have a small animal friend that I could take care of, it would be Snoopy. And then after you are done drawing it, you can cut it out. All right. Our second step is to make their beds, just like in the book where one of the sisters has made matchbox beds for the small mice. We're going to make small little beds for our small animals. So, everybody should have one of these squares of paper which has markings on it. We are going to fold along the pencil lines at each side, and then after we are done folding, we are going to cut along the thicker lines made with pen. And then after that, we should have a piece of paper that can bend and fold just like this. After that step, we're going to grab our glue stick and then we are going to put a dab of glue on every X on each corner here. So I'm just going to do that really quick. All right. And then we are going to fold it like this and then fold these up and pinch down these sides to glue everything into place. We're going to pinch, 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 pinch until they dry down. Then you should have a little box. After we're done making their little box bed, you can take your markers and you can decorate your bed, your box, however you would like. And you can decorate the little lining, which is a cotton pad, however you would like. And then here's my example. I put some colors on here. And after that, you can put your small animal friend right into their new little bed. Now, just for a closer, we can all turn and talk to a friend and discuss some things like how did you show kindness to your small animal friend that you just made? I think that I would be showing kindness to my small friend by giving him a warm place to be snuggled up and have a nice nap. Another question that we can ask is, how can you be kind at home, at school, to your friends, to your family? What are ways that you have been kind recently? And lastly, why is it important to be kind and care for others? To build our friendships and our relationships with others. It all stems off of kindness and being nice. All right. That is the end of my presentation. Um, yeah, thank you.